What's up, guys? You're back here with Xtreme, and today we're gonna have a different project. We're doing a little Power Wheels project. We're not gonna try to copyright anyone or compete with anyone, but we just want to have this just for pure fun. We thought this would be a pretty cool experience, so we're gonna decide to do it. This is gonna be for one of my friends, but basically we're gonna be making it out of the quad. We made him before. The reason is the quad is way too high and doesn't have a good center of gravity, so we'll fix that by doing this Power Wheels one. Compared to the Power Wheels, and it's only about 6 inches shorter. Power Wheels 6 inches shorter than this. Counting on it being the same length. But basically, we're gonna keep the front suspension how it is, but we're gonna redo the entire back. Not going to do rear suspension. It's just going to be very complicated, and I don't want to mess around with this too much because the body isn't in the nicest shape possible. But I'm probably going to redo how the front shocks sit. I'll probably even get new shocks, so we'll have so it'll be softer in the front, but we just won't have any rear suspension. This rear sway bar, but it's just I'm gonna cut it around here and weld it up here so that it could be the same length as the Power Wheels, and we'll just weld it up so it'll be solid. With that, we'll either move the engine forward or back. I think we'll move it back just because we won't have to get any more chain. But yeah. Let's just take a moment and appreciate these horrible mounts. I have no idea what I was doing there. But anyways, we're gonna get to cutting now. I just took off the engine plate, so I mounted that on just lightly for now. So we're going to clean all this paint off. We're going to weld it on somewhere around here. Now we want to leave space for the Jackshaft, so okay, so we just tacked in all our engine mounts. I'm not to weld them up just yet because I still want the jack shaft to be right here to find what the perfect chain tightness is. And so the only issue is that we probably won't have any room to adjust the chain tightness, but it's fine. This will have about a 5.4 gear ratio, so it won't go too fast and it'll have plenty of torque. So we're planning to put a juggernaut in here. You probably see a whole bunch of other people put juggernauts, but it's way better than this, and it'll just give us better top end. Okay, so we're working on the power wheels in here. This is gonna be our little shed now, which is pretty cool. But we got to go cut some stuff, and I don't have an electrical cutter yet. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna try to mount the jack shaft. So it's a jack shaft, and here's this pipe. I'm gonna drill some holes through it, and so the jack shaft is just stand just like that on it. I don't think I'm gonna make it adjustable, but it should be sweet. Go cut this one. So it'll look just like this. So real quick, I tried to mount my jack shafts, and it worked perfectly. Like the metal is about this far away from here. I think it's touching the plate, but we'll actually have room of adjustment. I didn't realize they were just holes, they were kind of like that, so we will have adjustment. But I'm going to cut this piece off right here, because it won't let me put my second piece in. And that goes about right there. That one clears it, but that one does not. So let's go cut this piece off, and we'll continue on. Actually, before we get welded, Jackshaft in, and we need to cut this little slit out so the chain could go through the jackshaft without hitting this. So we're not going to cut it all the way through, we're going to go right about there. So it's going to be almost all the way through, but we'll still have some of the strength. Tack it up a little better, but that's how it's gonna sit. It's a lot smoother than last, and a lot more professional than the other quad. Sweet. So now that we have the jack shaft mounted and the engine plate mounted, we can now start working on our steering. So what I'm planning to do here is cut all this stuff around here off, around there, and that'll get rid of all this. This is how that power wheel's front. We'll cut out a little slot so the shocks can stick out, so it'll look pretty sweet, but it's so that all this space would be freed up and we could mount our body somewhere. So unfortunately, I do not have a cutter to cut this stuff, so I'm just going to use a grinder. I do not recommend this at home, as it will wear this out way faster than a cutter will. But this is all we have right now, so we're going to cut that stuff up and then hopefully put the steering down lower and then put the body over it. Alright, so I just got this cut off. By the way, I would not recommend a grinder. I chipped it a little bit. Not fun stuff. I didn't have a great time doing it, so I would not recommend a grinder. Here, I'm gonna be using an actual cutter. I'm gonna wait for a cutter. So I'm gonna cut about right there. And then right here, right next to the suspension. Hopefully the suspension could go right through the hood, so when you open up the hood, you can see the suspension. If it doesn't work out that way, that'll be fine. But next, I wanna adjust these shocks. And there's another hole in there from there, right there. And so I'm just gonna move them over and see how much softer it makes them. If it's not that much softer, then I'll probably just remount the shocks. Because we're not gonna have rear suspension, we want really good front suspension. Alright, so I changed the suspension to the position that was pre-made for it, and yeah, I'd say that's good enough for what we're doing. It's not too loose, that's not too tight. That's good enough. With my weight on it, it dropped about an inch, maybe 2 inches. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll leave it like that. So we brought it here because the hose to the shed won't really reach. Shed's a little bit back there. But we have the cutter now, so now we can start cutting the frame up. So we got a cutter. And it cut almost probably 5 times better than the grinder. So much easier, cuts way cleaner. The whole thing is loose. Now I just have to screw the bolt from right here. They're holding the steering, and then we'll take this off and then we'll put the body over it and see how it looks. So we ran into a couple of issues with bending the steering. First of all, my cutter won't fit through there, so I have to take off this A-arm, but I'll do that later. But now we're gonna start cutting this up. So how I'm going to cut it right now is just to go by the sides like this. I'm not gonna touch this just yet. I'm gonna cut it right here and leave that right there. I want this little panel so we won't destroy our leg against here. And if it needs to go, it'll go. We'll just get rid of most of the stuff that doesn't need to. So we've got most of this cut up. I've got elbow down to there, both sides. So right now we're gonna cut down the middle. So let's get all this down to the middle. So I'm definitely not 100% liking how it turned out. Obviously we're gonna scoot it back a whole bunch. That's how it turned out in the back, which is so I'm not really satisfied with that. The front looks pretty dope. The front looks awesome. You can see the shocks. We're gonna have the hood and all. It's gonna look awesome. I am gonna cut it right here, so our seat could go in. Like our brakes and throttle is all gonna be on the steering wheel. We're gonna do like a rectangular steering wheel. And I'm glad that we gotta keep this, because you know, who knows? You could carry groceries in here or something like that. So this was a pretty fun project to start with. We got the four-wheeler fundamentals gone there. We shortened the frame quite a bit, and we got our jackshaft mounted, our engine mounted, and so our seat's gonna go right above the engine. Now we also adjust the suspension, so now it's at the softness we want it to. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and dropping a like down below. And as always, stay real, stay extreme.